Hello. We're gonna work out. This is gonna be your like super quick, let's just get this shit done kind of workout. You need a set of heavy weights. So I'm gonna be using 10s, you can use 8s, 10s, 12s. I don't know if you need to go any higher than that. Up to you. Let's get going. So excuse the whirring of my fans, kind of need it up here, a little hot up here, a little schmaltzy. All right, let's start with a quick warm up. So you're gonna stand shoulder width apart. We're gonna bring the shoulders up and back, slide your shoulder blades down. Then I want you to drop that big noggin and go ahead and rotate off to one shoulder. Take a nice deep breath in and then exhale and rotate back. We're gonna do that one more time on each side. Take a breath in, exhale, drop. Last one, take a nice deep breath in, exhale, drop, and then go ahead and drop the head back down to center and have a look up. Awesome. Let's unlock the knees a little bit as we roll the shoulders. So we're just going to double shoulder roll. Taking a breath in as you come up, exhaling as you're coming back. Awesome. Let's do single arm. We're going to bring it up and back. And the other side. And let's do that one more time. Bring it up. And the other one. And now we're going to do both. So inhale as you bring the arms up. Exhale as you drop them back down. And of course, one more shoulder roll. Excellent. Get a little wider in your stance and just go ahead and mini squat. So remember the hinge is your hip, right? So the knees will just follow along. You're just pushing the bum back, making sure your spine is nice and straight. Just push back, stay in those heels, but the balls of the feet are on the floor. And then let's incorporate a little bit of a push to the ceiling. Coming up, breathe out. Breathe out. Good. For 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Let's get a little wider, and I want you to just drop one hip back, come back up, and then do the other. So just push that hip bone to the back. So just a little lunging here. Change your stance to how you need. What you want to make sure is that the knee doesn't go out to the side, right? You want to make sure that the knee is over the ankle as you push your bum back. We'll do 2 more. Last one here. Fabulous. Staying in this wide stance, I want you to just sit down. So I want you to bend your knees, sit down on your heels. Imagine you're up against a wall, and then just rotate. So we're hitting the elbows against the wall. Good. And then let the arms go. Fabulous. For 3, 2, and 1. Holding it right in center. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. And on the exhale, push the hips back, bend the knees, scoop the arms towards you. And then roll the spine, then the shoulders, and then finally the head up in a full stance. Walk those feet in and just lift up the knees a couple of times. I know it feels really dorky doing this, but it's just, you know, sort of trying to stretch out the glutes and the hamstrings here. For 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, we're going to get going. We're going to start with some lunges. We're going to do a minute of everything. So what I want you to do is grab one heavy weight. All right, and you're just going to rest that basically at the chest. Just let the shoulder blades slide down so you're not holding it with your shoulders. Just let it hold here. This is going to engage the core as you do these lat lunges. We're going to lunge, so it's a side lunge really. Lat lunge, side lunge, lateral movement. And then we're going to come up and give it a good kick. All right, I don't want you to rush these. All right, you're going to go nice and slow so you really engage the core to hold you in the beginning of that kick. 1 minute, choose a side, test out your lunge. Awesome, ready to go? So you're in your heels, you're pushing the hip back. All right, let's do it. The fun starts now. So let's go, push it back, come up, give it a kick, and come back. Now nice, methodical, smooth movement. Keep that core tucked in, so you're squeezing the belly button in, keeping that spine nice and long. Now have a look down and make sure that the heel of the leg that you're kicking lines up with the heel of that supportive leg. All right, we're pushing the hip back, dropping the shoulders, keeping the core tight. You're halfway, guys. Awesome. Try not to rush the end of that kick. Give yourself a moment to come back. So you're really challenging your balance as well. Fabulous. Push back and then breathe out. So you're gonna lead with the knee and then just flick the foot. Awesome. Yes, breathe out. Good, 10 seconds to go. Yes. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Awesome job. All right, we gotta do the other side, of course. Oops, stand by. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. The other thing I should mention is when you do the kick, you're not kicking off to the side, right? You're kicking straight out in front of you. All right, so let's practice that one lunge to make sure we get that correctly. So our form is on par. All right, ready? Let's do it. Other leg. Come on down, kick up. Now, my hamstring on this side is ridiculously tight, so I can't really go super deep into that lunge position, but I know that I'm doing myself a favor by at least stretching out that hamstring and then strengthening the glutes to help out and the quads. That's it. So we're landing the heel of the supportive leg when we go for that kick, but this knee is a little bit soft, right? We're not gonna really lock that knee in so that the core is holding the weight, not the knee joint itself. Awesome, guys. That's it. That's it. Good. Breathe out as you kick. Push down into those heels. Drive through the heel as you bring that leg up. We're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Awesome job. Give it a little shake. All right, we're going into upright lifts with some Sumo Squat. So we're working the upper back, the shoulder, bicep, tricep. I'm going to work the glutes. That's kind of the glute medius. So we're looking at right just on the outside on those sumos. So it's also known as a plie squat. So usually a little wider than your squat stance. You want to have the toes out at 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock-ish to start, and then you adjust accordingly. The tailbone goes right down, as opposed to a regular squat where the tailbone goes out to the back. We're dropping down, and then we're going to squeeze that pelvic floor and the core to bring us up into a full stand. All the while, we're going to do an upright lift, so we're going to bring the weight up over the head. Range of motion is negotiable. Just make sure that the shoulder joint doesn't come up as you lift, so you're not putting the weight in the shoulders. All right, so find your Sumo Squat, guys. So again, imagine that wall that you're up against, so the back of your head, your shoulders, and your glutes. And we're going to slide up and down that wall. All right, ready? 1 minute of this as well. Fun starts right now. So come on down, lift the weight up. So with an upright lift, try and keep the elbows as parallel as you can, meaning you don't want to be out like this. We're not lifting with the elbows out. We're trying to draw them in so we can really access that upper back behind the shoulder blades, those muscles. Breathe out as you come up. You're pushing into your heels to ground, and you're driving the knees out slightly. Right, we're just forcing them out a little bit. And again, I want you to imagine that you're up against that wall, sliding so that you're not leaning forward into the weight. Exhale as you lift. Awesome. And again, how high up you get the weight is really up, really your sort of range of motion is due to the mobility of your shoulder joint. So don't worry too much if you can't get up too high. That's okay. Just really focus on the muscles between the shoulder blades as you lift that weight up and breathe out. Push through those heels, and we're done. Awesome. Bring the toes forward. Give yourself a little shoulder roll. Fabulous. All right, we're going to do a little bit of an ab workout here. So I want you to imagine that there's a tiny little pot in front of you, and you're going to stir this tiny pot. You're going to do it with the weight. You also are not allowed to move any other part of your body. All right, so I want you to just ground yourself so your knees are slightly bent. You're in your heels, but the balls of the feet are also on the floor, and your toes, you're wiggling, right? You're not clenching up in the toes. And what I want you to imagine is this tiny pot, and you're just circling your weight around. So you're standing nice and solid, grounded, so you're feeling that core holding you in position as you create the movement in front of you. We're going to start clockwise, and then we're going to turn it to counterclockwise. All right, so let's ground yourself now. So you're hip width apart with the feet. Bring the shoulders up and back, slide the shoulder blades down, bend the knees a little bit. Lean up against that imaginary wall. Feel that core engage. Let the shoulders drop. Don't let the shoulders hold the weight for you. Let the core hold that weight. All right, just imagine that little pot in front of you, and you're holding the weight by its bells, and let's go. So just circle. We're going clockwise. Sit back. in those heels and keep pushing yourself back against that imaginary wall. Exhale and drop your shoulders. So keep checking in and keep circling around that little pot. Breathe out and squeeze your belly button in. Push yourself down into your heels. Yes, make sure the shoulders are totally relaxed and push yourself against that wall. You're counter-resisting. Counterclockwise now. Go the other direction. Breathe out. That's it. So you're pushing up against that wall. You're pushing your heels into the floor. And you're creating this movement with this heavy weight. And that's making your core go, holy shit, I've got to engage. I got to hold this body still because you are not allowed to move anything but the arms. So your hips aren't moving. Your torso's not moving at all. Good. Almost done. You know what? We're going to do another 30 seconds of these. Let's go counterclockwise now. Here we go. So I lied. It's not a minute of everything. Sit back in those heels. Squeeze the core. Drop your shoulders. Breathe out. That's it. Big circles. Well, not really big, but perfect circles. Right? You're going all the way from the belly button and back to the belly button. So make sure it's a nice circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Drop that weight down. Awesome. All right, we're moving on now. We're going to go down on the floor. So grab your mat. We're going to do pullovers. So you need your 2 heavy weights. So come on down and join me. So we're going to be working upper back here. Core is always engaged because you're holding yourself steady. So once you're down on the floor, you're going to lift up the hips and shoulders and head so that you're totally long and in line. And you're going to grab those 2 weights. You're going to bring them together and make sure that the wrists aren't out. Rotate them in so the weights are actually going to be touching. We're going to bring them overhead and you're going to pull the weights to the belly button, above the belly button, and back again without bending the elbow. So straight arm or slight bend in the elbow, but keep that same positioning all the way through. All right, nice and slow and methodical. Okay, guys. So lift up the hips, shoulders, and head. We're going to bring those weights together. Make sure the wrists are rotated inward as opposed to outward. Drop your shoulder blades down into the floor. All right, ready? Go for it. Go ahead and drop that weight down. And then exhale and pull that weight back over to the belly button. So we're dropping the weight to where we can overhead. And then you're going to push your spine into the floor as you bring the weights over. So again, the position of the elbow doesn't change at all. Push your body into the floor as you pull the weight over and check and make sure there's no tilt in your neck. So nice long arm as you drop the weight behind your head and same long arm as you bring the weight over and exhale. Check in and make sure your shoulders are relaxed. You're dropping your shoulder blades in the floor and then you're pushing your spine down into the floor as you pull the weights over. You're squeezing your core as you come up and over and breathe out. Squeezing the core is kind of like if you imagine you've got a girdle around your spine and you're squeezing it tight. You're pulling it in tight. Breathe out. That's it. Almost done. Push down on the floor. Bring the weight over. We're doing 1.5 minutes of these as well. So yeah, I'm totally full of shit at the 1 minute of everything thing. Breathe out. But these are kind of awesome, are they not? That's it. 15 seconds to go. Exhale, pull over. Awesome. We're almost done. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Awesome. Could you not do those for much longer? I mean, really, they feel so good. All right, guys. Lift up the hips, drop them down, shoulder and head. We're going to move on now. We're going to move on to tight rows. So we're going to work chest, back, bicep, tricep. So you're going to have your 90-degree angle, heavy weights in hand, and we're going to drive the weights up and down at that same line. So we're not looking for a 45-degree angle, but we're looking at 90, right? The body's going to want to bend the elbow more and kind of push through here. Don't do it. Okay, you're going straight up and down from the waist. All right? At the same time, you're going to glute bridge. So we're going to lift the weights and the bum. Now, if the glute bridge fucks up your tight rows, forget the glute bridge and work on the tight rows only. All right, let's do it. So get that 90-degree angle with the elbows and make sure, once again, the wrist isn't tilted. You want to line the wrist up with the forearms. So fists are going straight up to the ceiling. All right, let's do it. You ready? And let's go. So bring it up, drop it down. Now I don't want your bum hitting the floor on the down. Breathe out, squeeze. Good. That's it. So again, if you feel like you're kind of missing the tight row feel, just keep doing the tight rows without the glute bridge. All right? Breathe out, squeeze your glutes if you're doing the glute bridge on the top. Push down in those heels. Tight row is making sure that wrist is lined up with the forearm. And you're really feeling the bicep and tricep. You're also working chest and upper back. Breathe out. And of course, core, always. Make sure there's no tilt in your neck. You're not driving your chin towards the chest. You're nice and flat on the back of the head. Breathe out as you drive those weights up at that 90-degree angle. Almost done. Keep going, keep going. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Awesome. Drop those weights down. Give yourself a little rotation in the wrist. Good stuff, guys. All right, we're moving on to elbow plank. So we're going to work some core here. We're going to do it with knee drops, but that is optional. Okay, just make it a little more difficult. So if you can't do the knee drops, don't worry about it. You're going to hold a minute plank for as long as you can. And as you know, when you're coming out of a plank, if you need to drop during the minute, you're not going to just drop your body and lift it back up again. You go into a child pose, come back and set yourself up properly, right? Killer for the lower back to just drop and come back up again. All right, so I want you to set up plank properly, and when you need to, if you need to drop down, you're going to do it properly, and just like we start. So it's like this. Elbows underneath the shoulders. We kick one foot back, right? I'm just going to take off my watch because it's... We kick one foot back, so half of our body's in a good, nice, long plank position. Can you see me? I think you can. All right. And then you're going to metaphorically punch yourself in the stomach so you feel the tension of the core and bring that other leg up. Now we're going to go into hip width apart position with the feet, and then I want you to kind of look over the ledge. So you're kind of lifting yourself up and over. All right, squeezing that core like crazy. We're in plank now. The timer has started. You round the shoulder blades, so you're kind of tucking that chest in and pushing down into the forearms. All right, if you're going to knee drop, it starts here. Here we go. Bring it down and up. That's it. Now try not to lock the knees on the top portion of the knee drop, and everybody keep looking over that ledge. So there's a ledge just beyond your hands. Breathe out. Breathe out. Squeeze that girdle around the spine. Keep that nice long back. That's it. Good stuff, guys. We're almost done. You're more than halfway. You got 20 seconds to go. Breathe out. Squeeze tight. Push down in the forearms, round the shoulder blades. Look over that ledge. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Now drop down and pull back into child pose. Excellent. Well done, guys. High five. All right, one more exercise, and then guess what? It's the cool down. So we are going to do a little breaststroke version of Superman. Yeah, so it's going to look like this, really dorky. Okay, don't laugh. But you're going to flutter kick, okay, as, oh God, no room, as you breaststroke. So I want you to imagine you're snorkeling, so you're keeping the neck in line with the spine. We're not looking up. We're not tucking the chin in. You got your snorkel, and you're just looking around all the pretty fish. All right, as you flutter kick your way through some kind of tropical water. Yeah, somewhere in the Caribbean. All right, I'm going to go a little closer this way, so you might not see all of me. But I need to be able to breaststroke, and I can't do it in this wee little space of mine. Right, so down you go. All right, so nice big circles on the breaststroke, and just keep flutter kicking. All right, you ready? All right, so head down, but chin not tucked in. You're snorkeling, guys. Here we go. Let's do it. Exhale. That's it. Big, huge circles with those arms. Go all the way above the head, all the way to the side and back up again. And keep flutter kicking, guys. Work those glutes. Work those quads, work those calves, point the toes. Breathe out as you do your big circles. That's it, breathe out. Awesome, keep the shoulders off the floor, try and keep the chest off the floor. Reach and circle, almost done, you're halfway. Breathe out as you create those big circles, keep flutter kicking, you're good. Keep going, keep going. Big circles, reach with those fingers. 20 seconds, guys, almost done. Awesome, you're doing great things for your shoulders here. Great things for that upper back. Great things for your core, your spine. Great things for your glutes and your legs. It's awesome all around. Keep going for 4, 3, 2, 1, and you are done. Awesome. All right, let's lift ourselves up into child pose. So knees are a little wider. We're gonna drop back and then let the forehead drop down. You can bring your arms a little closer if your shoulders need that. All right, a little closer to the body. Here, I'll come here so you can see, I think. Yeah. Exhale there. And then we're going to take one arm, we're going to slide it through and look in the same direction as that arm. Take a breath in, and on the exhale, just drop some weight down onto that shoulder. And breathe out again. And then the other side, so go back into your child pose. And then look in the other direction, take a breath in, exhale, drop some weight down onto that shoulder. Fabulous, come on back. I want you to walk your fingers away from the body to really stretch through the side of the back. Exhale there. Slide the hands back towards you, lift yourself up, out from child pose and into table. So hands under shoulders, knees underneath hips. And we're just going to drop the belly button down as we arch. You're going to tilt the head up and tilt the tailbone up. And then take a breath in, and on the exhale, we're going to tuck it in. So you're going to tuck in the tailbone and the chin as you round and push into your palms. Open your fingers up wide and then come back to that neutral spine position. Excellent. All right, tuck in the toes and come on up to downward dog just to get you to a stand. So bend the knees, slowly walk the palms towards the feet, land yourself in a ragdoll position. So we're just dropping the shoulders and head and arms hang heavy. Take a breath in, on the exhale, pull yourself down a little further towards the floor. And then push your weight back, push your hips back, and then slowly roll that awesomeness up. So vertebrae by vertebrae, then shoulder, finally head. Good stuff. Getting a little wider in your stance. We're going to do that swaying motion that we did in the warm-up. So a little wider in your stance and then just drop down. And again, imagine that wall that you're up against. And we're just going to tap the elbows against that wall. Keep your head up high, chest proud. And then go ahead and let the arms flail like a dorky move that it is. That's it. So just rotating around the spine. Awesome. For 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Let's do what we did in the warm-up. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Now hold up here and just push one palm towards the ceiling. Come back and then do the other. Good. Come back, release. And we'll do it one more time. This time we're going to drop down. So inhale, bring it up. Exhale, push the hips back. Go ahead and drop those arms down. And then scoop the arms towards you. Roll the spine, shoulder, and head. And then a good old shoulder roll. Awesome. So from here, bring yourself back to shoulder width apart. Let the shoulders drop, and we're just going to tilt one ear towards that shoulder, and then we're going to push the opposite shoulder down. So take a breath in, on the exhale, just push the palm towards the floor so that shoulder drops down. And exhale into that stretch there. And then I want you to take the chin and just tilt it down towards that side collarbone, so you're looking down on the floor on an angle. The head is on an angle. Take a breath in, on the exhale, push the opposite shoulder down. And exhale into that stretch. And then slowly bring the head to center so the chin comes to between the collarbones. Then the shoulder that you've been pushing down, release it, give it a tiny little rotation. And then go ahead and drive the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Give yourself a shoulder roll, and let's do the other side. So just tilt it over. Take a breath in. On the exhale, push the opposite shoulder down so you get a nice stretch in the side. And then slowly tilt the chin down towards the collarbone, so you're looking down on an angle, and do that again. Take a breath in. On the exhale, push that chin down. Unlock your knees if you find you're locking your knees right now. Check in and uncurl your toes. If you're clenching your toes, let them go. Just go up against that imaginary wall. And then slowly bring the head to center. And then you can release that shoulder with a slight rotation. And then just picturing the crown of the head, go ahead and drive the head up and give yourself a good shoulder roll again. Single arm, bring it up and back. And the other side. Awesome. And then both inhale and exhale. Good stuff. Give yourself a little rotation with the balls of the feet on the floor, so all the joints get a little roll. And the other side, of course. Yes, yes, yes. Lift up the knees 1 or 2 times and you're done. So well done, guys. Super impressed. How long was that? 25 minutes. I mean, come on, right? Good times. High fives. High fives. All right, have fun. See you soon.